Hey everybody, welcome back to Airsoftology Mondays, the show that answers your questions, helps you out in a pinch, and is also a little overdressed for the occasion, but there is a darn good reason. I'm your host, Jonathan Higgs. That's right, this is the Big SHOT Show 2017 Viewers' Choice Awards announcement video. I'm going to be announcing all the winners, and the votes came from you. If you guys remember, I put up a bunch of videos from SHOT Show with a bunch of nominations. You guys got to vote at the very end, and your votes count. A lot of surprise winners, at least in my mind, which was really cool to see that. So with that said, oh, one more thing real quick before we jump in. I want to say thank you for a huge thank you. I mean, seriously, legitimately, an unbelievable huge thank you to you for voting me and the channel here, Airsoftology, for the best YouTube channel, second year in a row for Popular Airsoft's Viewer Choice Award. I mean, my mind is, I'm not lying, seriously blown. I didn't tell you guys I was doing it. I didn't try to campaign. I didn't even know I was nominated. And I get messages from you guys like a few weeks ago going, hey Jonathan, did you know you won? And I'm like, what? I had no idea. I mean, absolutely humbling. So from the bottom of my heart to every one of you, especially you right there, I seriously thank you for that. But enough of me saying thank you and receiving awards. It's time to turn around and give an award out, or actually 5 different awards, in the first annual Airsoftology Viewers' Choice Awards from SHOT Show 2017, brought to you by Airsoftology Bio. All right, right here in my hand, I have the winners. I have all of the nominees and everybody involved. I will say this, in the 4 categories, we had 4 categories, and I'm adding a 5th at the very end because I kind of totally didn't add this one in, and I should have, and the way the votes went, it worked out very well for it to work in the end. Unbelievable, some of the winners. Some of them were no surprise. There were obviously some clear favorites, just very much like the Oscars, you know, the Academy Awards. You have some that you know the person's going to sweep, and then you have some that are truly surprising. You really don't know who's going to take it. So without any further ado, let's start with the big one. First off, the M4 Award. Now, I'm going to bring a second part of the M4 Award in here at the very end, because I didn't really, and I should have done this because it was my mistake, to break it into gas blowback and to AG. So we had everybody lumped into one for the M4. So in this one, the person that took it, and this was kind of a surprise, but really cool nonetheless, because I didn't even know this product was going to be there, was the PTS Mighty 5.56 gas blowback rifle. Had a lot of really cool features. In fact, if you guys want to watch all these, I will have links over my shoulder here as I'm talking about them, as well as links below in the description to click on each of these videos to see every single product so you can see who was in the running and who won. So this was a very unique gas blowback system built on the KWA or Yikai system. So it's the LM4 base, but it had a lot of neat features, including the ability to lock the bolt back by holding down the mag release and pulling the bolt back, which is kind of a neat feature because you don't have to actually do it. You can also do it just from that one finger. So one finger, pull it, lock the bolt back, good to go. That was pretty cool. The percentage on that one was 41% of your votes. It was actually pretty heavy. The number 2 in that one, I'm going to get to that in a second, was a very close behind. It was within 10% behind, which was kind of rare because most of these were some big landslide victories. Next category is the non-M4. That was pretty much anything that's not an M4. I did lump the 308 rifles that have like the M4 style to them in this category as well. But the winner here was extremely clear. We all knew it was going to happen with the release of the Crytac Chris Vector AEG this year. I mean, they absolutely dominated the competition. 62% of the vote went to that. It was an absolute landslide. So no surprise there seeing who was going to take it. Everybody else was a distant second, third, and fourth. Not to say the other entries weren't great. It's just I think that Chris Vector AG was so highly anticipated this year. And when you guys saw that it was going to be released, it had a release date and official price, it was definitely one to take it all the way to the end. Third award goes for the best accessory. Now this was a really kind of a toss-up. In fact, there were a lot of entries that showed up here. I knew about a lot of stuff going into SHOT Show, but there were a lot of products I wasn't even totally aware of until I got there and started digging around on the floor. And in fact, this one brought me around the corner, the winner did, around the corner from an airsoft booth into a firearms booth. And the application of this product over into the airsoft world was way too good to not share with you guys. And that was actually Umarex, which you guys know Umarex as a licensing company, but this is from their air gun and 22 caliber sides. So they're really the air gun and rifle side of the house, not the airsoft side under the Elite Force brand in the United States. And this was the Absolute Zero. This system uses a series of 2 lasers and a grid system you put down on range and will let you zero in your rifle in 2 shots. That's it. You line it up, you take the shot, you reline it up, you do a confirmation shot, and it was done. Unbelievably simple in execution, but it's one of those like, why did no one think of this before? I really think in the firearms world and in airsoft, and of course air guns, this is going to be a revolutionary product. For me, owning a little bit of all those categories, I am absolutely going to be picking one up, purchasing one myself when they come out. And I threw all these accessories up. There were a lot of fantastic contenders in this category, but that one did take it. This one was the closest category because there were a lot of good entries in here, but they still took it at 35% of the vote. So still well over that 1/3 mark to go and wrap this one up and lock it down for best accessory at SHOT Show 2017. Last but not least was new pistols this year, and surprisingly there were not that many entries, and I try to limit it to 1 per brand. So there were a lot of entries that came from certain companies, so I actually asked them to submit 1. So okay, you gotta throw 1 hat in the ring on this one. But the winner in the best pistol absolutely came from out of nowhere. This was, I would say, the dark horse of the show, something that I did not expect at all, wasn't aware of it, and coming from a company that is not known for making airsoft pistols at all, G&G, and it's actually their GPM92 pistol. On the outside, it looks like a standard M92 or military, like that Beretta style pistol, which is an open source design, so there's no trademark infringements there whatsoever. On the outside, it looks like that, but under the hood, the innovation they put into that pistol was incredible. It went into detail about how they redesigned the workings in there. They actually even brought in Tanya Koba to actually do some of the help on the redesign and get input on that. A lot of really cool things going on with it. I think G&G has knocked it out of the park with what they've done with the system. We're gonna see that starting with that pistol and moving into a whole lineup of G&G. So I think we're gonna see G&G become a strong contender in the gas blowback market. Right now, you have some big names out there that have really been owning it, and I think adding another one to the mix to really mix it up is gonna be fantastic. And again, this one was the absolute wild card of the show. So congratulations to G&G for taking the best pistol at SHOT Show 2017. So with all that in mind, there was one category I really left out. I looked at the best M4, I looked at a lot of things, and I really didn't say there's a best AEG. Now obviously the Crytek, the Chris Vector just dominated in the non-M4 category, but I do want to add one extra category in here that I'm going to move in because it was, when you did the vote count, very close second in the category of M4s, as well as one of the highest voted items out there. In fact, it actually beat out some of the other winners in pure vote count. And that would be the new Avalon series from VFC. So this one I'm gonna call a definite winner in here for the best AEG M4 category. So we're gonna break it up into gas blowback and AEG, with the PTS Mighty 556 taking the gas blowback M4 category, and then the Avalon series, the new Avalon rifles from VFC, are going to be rounding out and taking the actual AEG category for M4. So I want to say a big congratulations to them for winning that one, just because of the sheer number of votes from you guys. It came from you. That's what matters. So, and you spoke with those pure numbers. Well guys, thanks for hanging out and listening to all the awards here, and congratulations to every single winner. In fact, I will be sending out, I'm gonna be making trophies now that we have the winners' names, and I'll be shipping these to every single company. These companies are gonna actually have a trophy in their trophy case here from Airsoftology to them. And as I send those out, I'll take photos. Just make sure you guys follow me on all the social media, of course, here on Instagram and on Facebook. Of course, all you have to do is search for Airsoftology, and you'll find me over there. It's just at Airsoftology, super simple. But again, thank you for all the entries, and congratulations to all the winners. And remember, next year, I want to open it up a little bit, maybe a few more categories, maybe 5, 6, or 7 even. So stay tuned for when that happens in SHOT Show 2017. Fortis writes, do you feel like there's a limit to what guns are sportsmanlike? Is it just a natural evolution, or are there some guns simply OP, like the Strafer Mark IV or the TM AA-12? Yes, I do think there are certain guns, when you get to a certain point, are very unsportsmanlike. I think things like the Strafer, and I will tell you right now, I actually had an airsoft flamethrower a buddy of mine made for me that shot like 115 rounds a second. I'm not exaggerating, it was really that. Though the FPS was low, it was in the high 200s, so it was under 300 feet per second, but it was actually really sending out some serious BBs. I used it a couple times and then I put it away. I never did it again, simply because it just was unfair and overpowered. I think the AA-12, not so much. Yeah, the actual, on paper, the rate of fire sounds like it's really high because you're shooting 3 BBs per shot or multiple BBs per shot. So that ROF sounds insane, but at the same time, you don't come into a room and just one sweep and 300, BBs come flying out in 2 seconds. So I think the A12 is probably not, in my mind, that category. I think really high-end dual sector gear builds, boy, I can't even speak today, are on the OP side, and people who turn up their HPA system. So when you get into that 40, 35, 40, 50 rounds a second and playing full auto and using that, you are getting into that OP where you leave the realm of sportsmanlike conduct and you get into just that borderline abusive area. So with all that in mind, I think, up to like 30 rounds a second is totally fine. I think that's still on the high end, but still a doable rate of fire. But above that, you start to wander in those territories. And again, it's up to local fields to decide that. But that's just my 2 cents about what I personally consider sportsmanlike and what I don't. Murdoch writes, hey Jonathan, can we see a gun collection video? Yes, this actually was the #1 voted question. Like 115 of you guys thumbs this thing up and ran it to the very top, and that is something I need to do. I'm always rotating my collection, so it's really hard to narrow it down. I mean, if I had really kept everything I'd ever purchased and never sold a thing, I would have hundreds of guns, at least well over 100 for sure. I think I've had in my possession over the years. Right now, I think I'm at 20 in the 20s. I think I have a problem. I have an addiction. It's bad. But yeah, and some of these aren't even with me. Like they're actually back in Nashville, Tennessee. They're not even here in Portland, Oregon. But I will do that. Yes, I will start with my collections. I'll probably start with my pistol collection first because I've got it in this nice, neat case. And I think I was promised you guys months and months ago that I was going to do a great video on how to build the case as well. So it'll kind of be a 1-2 punch on that. We'll start with that and then we'll work into my AEG collection and my HPA collection as well. So yes, stay tuned. That will be here in the channel very shortly, probably the next month or so. I'll have them all pulled together and ready for you. Resafera writes, hey Jonathan, is it possible to change the FPS in an AG gun without making any internal upgrades? Yes, and actually to some extent. FPS really comes from your compression components. Now that sounds like, well, what the heck's a compression component? Cylinder head, everything that seals up, and the spring. The spring is really the driving force behind your FPS. There's some things you can do that do affect FPS positive and negatively, but overall, your FPS is going to be based on that spring and your ability to seal up all those components extremely well. So with that in mind, I wanted to really reference a new gun here on the market, and it's not a concept that is new because some of the other older guns have done it, but this is just a company that's adopted it as a standard feature, is KWA with their new M4 series. They have an adjustable FPS. Now there's some other guns that do this too where you can make some adjustments. Basically what you're doing is you're pre-compressing the spring in the KWA. So you have a setting where it's in normal mode and then you can push it in and lock it, and it goes in maybe a centimeter, maybe a little bit less than a centimeter. And it gives you more compression on that spring and upping the FPS. It can affect your FPS by 30 or even 40 feet per second, which is actually sizable. So you can maybe set this thing at like when it's open at 350 and you can compress it and get about 370 or 380 out of it. So you can go from a CQB legal gun to a field gun, or so if you play indoors and out, you can take advantage of the differences. So there are ways to do that. And I think KWA is leading the charge with a full feature of that. Now again, I know there's a bunch of them out there. In fact, if you guys remember, I'm trying to think of a couple references. I think there was a saw that had one where you could push it in a little bit more to get a higher FPS. I can't remember. But if you guys can remember some other ones that did that feature where you can actually move and lock it in to bump the power up, let me know in the comment section below. I'm just drawing a blank right now. Well guys, that's it for questions this week, which means it is time for the Code Red Headsets video recommendation of the week. And this one goes out to one of my guilty pleasure channels. Actually, not even guilty pleasure, it's just a pure pleasure channel. I enjoy it. It is House Gamers. It's Dayton up in Canada. Actually, a neighbor to the north, not too far from here, actually. He's only maybe a couple hour drive from my house right now. And his channel is fantastic. Specifically, let's look at the newest video on his channel, and that is the stealth killing an entire squad. What I like about what Dayton does, he doesn't just take the standard airsoft sniper mold that was really, that genre was really set by Novrich, and there are a lot of other people that are doing it very well out there. But what Dayton has done is he's injected this bit of humor, this little bit of subtle, self-depreciating humor in every single video. So there's not this like overtone of taking himself too seriously. He takes himself seriously enough, but not overly so. There's always like some little joke, little hidden gem in there, or comedy, and this one is no exception. This one has a talking sniper rifle. not really talking, more of an emoting sniper rifle. So I'm not gonna give it away, you just have to watch this video. And by the way, he does a really good job. He sneaks into the base and he, spoiler alert from the title, takes out the whole team, which is great. And he actually explains what he does and why he does it, and then throws in that humor as well. So if you guys have not subscribed to House Gamers, I mean, he's a big channel, he's grown. I'm sure he's passed me by now. I don't know how many subscribers he has, but I'm sure he's well beyond the Airsoftology channel because of the quality of his videos. Definitely go check out House Gamers. And of course, it's Dayton over there, my buddy, sniper buddy from the north here in the Great White North of Canada. And as always, I'll have a link to the video in the description below so you guys can check it out. All right, everybody, that is it for this week. As always, thank you so much for hanging out. I'm not gonna keep you here very long today because I kept you so long on the front end. But again, congratulations to all the winners of the Viewers' Choice Awards. Fantastic. Thank you again for voting Airsoftology the best YouTube channel for the Popular Airsoft Awards. And of course, don't forget to answer those questions that I've asked you maybe throughout the show here down below. Also, if you want to get your question on the show, it is super simple. That is what the comment section is for. Ask your question down there and vote up your favorites. Also, I love the community you guys have. You help each other out. I can never answer every question each week, but you guys do such a fantastic job helping each other out with the tough ones down there when I can't get to them. So anyway, until next time, go out, play some airsoft, have some fun, but no matter what you do, wear something nice every once in a while and call your freaking hits.